Hey y'all, what's going on? So I'm back again with another recap and review for the Real Housewives of New York City, season 14, episode 3, Two Truths and No Shakshuka. So, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not disinterested in the show just yet, but we got to see a little bit more. I'm gonna need them to pick it up because at this point in time, it's just like, okay, we're having the same two conversations, we're having the same two issues every episode or throughout the entirety of this episode. But we're going to get into all that, y'all. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share me with your friends, your people, your family, your coworkers, whoever. It's all appreciated. Shout outs to the replay gang. Let's get down in the comments. I'm sure to be commenting back. Let me know how you guys felt about the episode. Let me know how you guys felt about this recap and review. I don't plan on being up here for too long because I ain't got that much time, but we're just going to get right into it, okay? So, we pick up, it's the next morning. Jessel, she's really starting to irk me because she's really complaining about everything all the time. And it's really starting to get on my nerves. Like, for real, it is. We all complain. Like, it's just something, it just happens. Sometimes you don't even consciously know you're doing it. But at this point, she just like keeps complaining. Now it's too cold. And I get it. You don't be cold. Like, apparently the heat and all the guest rooms apparently just went out completely. So I get it. But at the same time, she just, it's just always a complaint coming out of her mouth. Like, come on. No one wants to be around that, especially on a trip, on a girls trip, where you're trying to have fun. Like, no one wants to hear all of that. No one has time for that. So apparently also Jenna left. Jenna left around like 10:30, I want to say, the night before. And she didn't say bye necessarily. So everybody kind of felt a way about that. And on one hand, I get it. But once Jenna says why she left, I also completely understand why Jenna left as well. So, yeah. Hey, Ellen. How are you today on this lovely Thursday, Miss Ma'am? Thank you for coming through. And Sigh, she slipped at one point. It was kind of funny. I can't even lie. What is up with Housewives always falling lately? So Aaron decides to momentarily give Brynn Jenna's room, but that doesn't really actually wind up happening because Jenna actually does come back. And this is when we find out that Brynn actually, I guess she's feeling better. I guess she had strep throat, but she makes a return in this episode. And I'm like, thank God, because one, I want them to go back to the city. And two, I need all of them to be in all the episodes for the remainder because I really want to give this season a fair assessment. And I don't want to have to cancel anybody out for any reason. So I need everybody to be all hands on deck. And I want to be back in the city. I mean, shout out to the Hamptons. I've actually never been to the Hamptons. Grew up in New Jersey, but I've never been to the Hamptons. Maybe my pockets weren't heavy enough. I don't know. But I'm going to make my way there at some point. And we also, Jessica was also, she was complaining at one point about the Wi-Fi not connecting. Like, she just has all of these problems. And somebody actually on Twitter said, super unpopular opinion, but I think some of the issues with Gessel'S Delivery are like, she's British and everyone else is American. And although I can kind of understand that, and the types of ways that we communicate and certain social norms and all that, it's all different, depending on your culture, depending on what country you're from, all of that. I get that. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, but Uba technically is not from this country. And she also is not, saying and doing and being just trying to try away from all this rain. Yes. Oh my goodness. I'm good, but I am so glad to hear that you are safe indoors. And I just pray that just just keeps rolling on past, and you all remain safe and dry and all of that. I am sending you all the prayers and blessings. Trust me, I am. Because I know going through a lot of storms and stuff when we were in North Carolina, like, oh my goodness, it used to be the work. Power used to just be going out. Like, as soon as one droplet of water, as soon as they even said a storm warning on the news, power went out. Power went out. That's why I got a generator right now in the garage, because so trust me, I get it. I empathize with you. I do, Ellen. Jenna does pop back in, and she says she didn't want to stay because she needed to get some sleep, and she didn't want to disturb anybody because she had a 6:30 a.m. work call. So she was trying to be considerate, and I can't fault her for that. And also, not to give too many passes. I'm not, promise you, I'm not. Even though I am going up for Jenna, I am not giving her any passes when I say that she is in a different age group. She just she's still feeling her way out in, a girl group, essentially. She says she's not one that's always been like a girl's girl or anything like that. She's not usually in this type of social setting. So you do need to kind of understand that. You being everybody who was complaining and having issue, but that's just my thing. Then they all get ready to work out. Aaron's personal trainer comes through, and Uba took an immediate liking and an attraction to him. And I was like, I mean, you like it, I love it, whatever. That's two single people having a good time being single, so I'm not mad at it. And while they're outside working out, Bryn shows up in a full floor-length fur. I feel like it was real fur, so I mean, I guess that's cool and all. And she left the door open. I was like, I don't know if that's for production or you just leaving people's doors open to their house, but of course I like honed in on that because I'm me. But they're all working out, and then Bryn and Uba kind of play fight over David, the trainer, for a second. Like, they both were obviously attracted to him. We know that Bryn is the super flirty one in the group, so I wasn't really surprised that she was like, oh yeah, testosterone. Give it to me. So that was cute. And then after they finished working out, we're still, having words about Jenna leaving and not saying anything, but she actually tells Aaron what's up, and Aaron does accept her, apology. So I'm like, okay, cool. We're going to get past it, right? We're past it. We're not on that no more. Wrong. We hear about it pretty much the entire episode. I don't feel like it was bizarre. She has a house there. We see on other shows. Apparently, I didn't watch the earlier seasons of New York religiously, but apparently Luann, Ramona, all of them ladies have their own houses in the Hamptons, and they would all come together, have a hee ha ha, and then at the end of the night, everyone would go back to their respective homes. So it's really not bizarre. And again, she left because she had a work call, and she said that the music and everything was right up under her room. So how are you upset about that? But they gonna find anything to be upset about. And I'm like, are y'all really upset, or is this just for the show? Because I was confused. I'm not even gonna lie, I was confused at that point. And then Uba tells Bryn that Jenna left, and Bryn immediately starts to try to compare this to her incident that we saw in the first episode, when they were all supposed to go out to eat at one place, but Bryn was like, can't be seen dead there. So then they went to another place. My thing is this. Those two things are not interconnected whatsoever, if you ask me. And that is because Jenna had an actual legit justification, being as though she literally had a work call. Bryn, you just didn't want to be seen somewhere, and you lied and were caught in a lie because you were posting about it or whatever. Jenna quietly exited stage left, and she also took ownership for that, and was apologetic about that towards Aaron. You failed to really see what the real issue was for like an entire episode. anything to be upset about. Yeah, don't get me lying, Ellen. I don't know what the problem is. But I don't really think that this is one of those, yeah, like you chose a place over people, over friends, all that, and you were labeled as a bad friend because of that. I don't feel like what Jenna did labels her as a bad friend at all. Like I don't, because I don't, she was. And also, if you have to go into a situation knowing that you're like trying to hide something or that another person will feel a way about something, then you're already wrong. In my opinion, you already know you're doing something that's not cool. I don't feel like Jenna went about this thinking that she was in the wrong whatsoever. She probably didn't even know that there's an elephant in the room until Aaron brought it up. Fast forward, everyone's dressed in khaki, which was actually an LOL if you ask me, because in the first episode, everybody acted like they didn't know what khaki meant, which khaki is a color. It's not just khakis, pants. So that was funny. And they go for lunch at SAG. So pretty much this entire trip has been, just like eating a little bite here, working out, doing a little something here. They're just chilling. So it's not bad. But when Sai tries to act like, she hasn't eaten in days, I'm just like, okay, at the end of the day, you're grown. So even if Erin didn't have anything that was up to your standards that you wanted to eat, or if she was moving too slow or whatever, you could have always left and got your own stuff. Uber Eats is all an accessible app for us. I'm pretty sure smartphone users, we know you have a smartphone, obviously, Sai. So I don't see why you needed to try to say that, but okay. They basically all order Bloody Marys. And then the conversation of nudes is brought up. So apparently, Bryn's like, her suggestion is for you to save all your like best nudes on your phone. And then when you're like at a bar or something like that, just like have them on your phone and like just scroll past them when you're like next to somebody who you want to talk to. I'm gonna just let you guys marinate on that, because I was like, this has got to be for the show, because y'all really be doing that? I've never, but I mean, hey, everybody gonna get down how they want to get down. I ain't judging nobody, but I'm just like, y'all really? Somebody's lying here. Somebody's yanking my chain. Come on now. When most of the group goes to the bathroom, I think it was just Bryn, and it was Bryn and somebody else at the table. And they bring up Jenna leaving for the umpteenth time. And, everyone kind of just glazing over it. And she's like, I don't understand why I was basically crucified by Aaron for doing what I did. But all of a sudden, when Jenna does something pretty much similar, it's not an issue. It's fine. It's you get embroidered pajamas. Again, I don't feel like either of those things are the same. So I, again, don't see why we're still on this. I don't. But then she starts being passive aggressive because, of course, this is Housewives, and we always need to add a little sprinkle of passive aggressiveness on every situation, right? Okay. And she's being that way towards Aaron. And Aaron's like, well, yeah, maybe I like her a little bit more. When she said that, I freaking died. But again, it all comes down to those two things are not the same. And then the conversation shifts to Jessel and how she complained nonstop about the lingerie gate, Christmas tree gate, or whatever. And even still, when confronted with the fact that you were being a whole bitch, you still doubled down and put some extra stank on it that wasn't needed. So it's like, yeah, Jessel kind of ignores social cues, and people that are like that work on my nerves, and you got to stay over there. Period. Period. Like she said, she'd like to exchange it for her size or something. Like, it was just adding more fuel to an already ignited fire, if you ask me. But once they get back to the house, Sai and Uba, they try to kind of dress Jenna up to be like more seductive. And if you know anything about Jenna, like, she used to, you know, be dressed a little bit more risque or whatever. And she's just not that girl anymore. And I really empathize with her in this moment, because I mean, I'm not saying like I used to dress like super sexy or revealing, because one, well, that's a different story for a different day, but that's just never been me. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but that's just never been my style completely. But yes, did I show a little bit more skin, or was I a little bit more, did I just dress a little bit differently? Was my silhouette that I different back then? Yes, of course I did. I dressed a lot more modest and a lot more just overall just fashionable, I want to say now. And similar to kind of Jenna. So I don't really understand, like, she's known for having a certain personal style, so I'm not really understanding why we need to like try to change that. I don't think there's anything wrong with the way she dresses. We all play up certain features, certain things. We all have a different idea of like what makes us feel sexy, what we see as sexy. So if Jenna feels her best in a blazer and some freaking pristinely pressed slacks and, you know, some pointed toe heels and, you know, whatever, then be my guest and do that, Jenna. I have no qualms with that whatsoever. But apparently Sai and Uwa did, so they put her in this dress or whatever for dinner. And I'm just like, okay. I mean, Jenna was definitely a team player with that, so I can't be mad. They all sit down and eat, and all of the courses did look really, really good. They sounded really yummy. And then the ladies, they start playing two truths and a lie. I didn't write down what everybody was saying, but we learned, you know, a little bit about more. We get a little bit more insight into everybody's sex life, of course. And oh my God. But when Jenna said someone fell asleep on her, I was like, oh my God. Like, I just was like, I felt so bad. Oh, I was like, yep, totally get it. And afterwards, Erin like fails at lighting the fire pit. She has to call her husband. I'm like, if that ain't me, child, like, I'll be trying to turn on the sprinklers, and sometimes I just can't get it right, and I gotta call my husband. So I get it. I totally get it. There's just certain things that he does better than me, and there's certain things I do better than him, and turning on these sprinklers at this house is one of them. Okay. But we all in this episode speaking about, you know, the Dollar Store and Christmas trees, and everyone being mostly Sai and Bren, I want to say it was, speak about their upbringing, their, you know, childhood and all that, financial situations, growing up. And I will say that was a good conversation, although I didn't take many notes on it. I think that those are more of the conversations we need to see happen on screen, to give us that transparency that we need as an audience, to kind of allow us to build rapport with these ladies, especially, again, because it's a whole brand new cast. We don't know them from a can of paint. So that's what we really need to see. We always need to sprinkle that in with the whole cheese gates type things and stuff like that. It has to be a good balance of both, right? That's what's going to equal longevity, I feel. And, you know, Jenna winds up staying the night. So we're all good. We're all good. I think everything for the most part got cleared up. I am hoping, fingers crossed, that we're back in the city next week, I assume, right? And yeah, I'm gonna still keep rocking with y'all. I really am. But again, episode 3, still a little bit early on the season. I don't know how many episodes we have overall, but I'm gonna still give it a chance. I'm gonna still stick it out with y'all and keep giving you guys these reviews and all that. Hopefully I am a lot more punctual with this next one, with episode 4. But as always, y'all always support regardless, and I am so grateful for that. Again, check the description box below. Follow me on all my socials. I'm super active on TikTok and Instagram. I like to live tweet while I'm watching shows, you know, such as Housewives and stuff like that. I just did another video if you watch Love During Lockup, Love After Lockup, whatever, just did that. So make sure you check that out. Get off of here now, and you might see my face again this evening. So, of course, as always, turn on your push notifications so you know when I am up on here. And yeah, thank you, Ellen, so much for stopping through. Shout outs again to the replay gang, and I will see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.